Hi guys, I'm back today. I'm going to read Job 24 to 32, Proverbs 18, and Psalm 26. Let's start. Why are not times of judgment kept by the mind? Why do those who him never see his day? Some move blameless, they seize flocks and pasture, they drive away the donkey of their fathers. They take the withered ox to the pledge, they thrust the poor off the road. The poor of the earth will hide themselves hard, like wild donkeys of dust, the poor go out of their toil seeking gain. Wasteland yields food for their children, they gather their fun like that. They glean the vineyard, the wicked man. They lie all night naked without clothing, and no covering their cold. They wear with the rain, the mountain, cling to a rock at the shelter. And they go about naked without clothing, hungry to carry the sheaves. Among the olive rows, the wicked they make oil. They share the winepress, they suffer thirst, for how the sea the dying grow. And then the soul of the wood, and they cries, hallelujah, God charges no one with no. Yeah, those who rebel against the light, who are not acquainted with his ways, and do not stay in his paths. And murder arises before his light, they may kill the poor and needy. And then he's like a thief, and I have the adulteress, a waste of time, saying, no eye will see me, and leave out space, and the dark day they shall consult her. He may not know the lie, and details this is more than told. Their friends of the errors of details, he says, swift are they in the face of the portions customary. Her treasure turns with advantage, not hey, snatch away the snow boots. So they just show those who sin, the woman forgets the name, no one finds a sweet. They no longer know, so wickedness is breaking like a tree. They run the barren childless run, do no good to it. God promised life, and the mighty by his mouth. And rather when they despair life, who gives security they support. And his eyes are upon them. And I said upon their ways, he is also a little one. And they are gone, they brought and gather like it was. They cough like the heads of grain. If not so, he'll prove me a lie and show you that there is nothing in what I say. The brother that had the sheer hands since their dominion fear with God. And he sees not any have enemies. There any number of his armies, on whom does lie no rise. How then can man be in the right before? But how can he who is born a woman be poor? Even the man is not right. And then the stars not appear in his life. How much less man is a no? The son man is war. And Job answers, so have you hoped him is no power? Have you served armor and mystery? No against him is no wisdom. Plentifully declares him not. Should those have revealed the words, and his breath come out from me. The dead tremble on the walls, and they have swords naked for God, and abandons no cover. He should shut the north over the void, and hangs the other north, and he binds the walls into clouds, and clouds not spoken under. He also faces the form, and spreads over his cloud. He has grabbed a second face that was a boundary between lion and the pillars of heaven tremble and astonished his raby. As how he stood the same as unseen, his tired and break hair, rose when the heavens were made fair, and his hand placed to his flaming serpent. These are but the outskirts of his how small was led to be here. The thunder is power who can understand. Job began to go his discourse, say, this God lives, who's taken away my right. And the Almighty has made my soul bitter, still not the right breath is in me. My spirit God's in my nostrils, and I lips will not speak falsehood, my tongue will not utter deceit. I'll be for me to see that you are right. Do I die, and I'll put away my integrity from me. I'll hold fast my righteousness, and will not let it go. My heart does not reproach me for any of my days. And my enemy be as the wicked, let him rise up against me, be as the unrighteous. What's the hope of the godless when God cuts him off, when God takes away his life? Will God hear his cry when distress comes upon him? We take delight in the Almighty, we call upon God all times, and teach extend to him, God. What is with the Almighty I cannot conceal. I will not conceal. Behold, all of you have seen yourselves. Why then have you become altogether in vain? This is the portion of wicked men with God, the heritage that our pastors receive from the Almighty. It should not multiply, is for the wolf's soul. And his descents are not enough bread, they survive in the pestilence spirit. And his withers do not weave. They heap up silver like dust, and pile up clothing like clay. You may pile up the wretched word, and his sin will divide the silver. Your brother's hands like he built his house like a mouse, like a brute that a watchman makes. And he goes to bed rich, would you say no more? And he opens his eyes and wealth one terrors overtaken like a fall. And at night a whirlwind carries him off, and each one sees lifted up in his claw. And he sweeps him up out of his face, holds him without pity, he flees from his power, and headlong flight. He claps his hands out, and his side of runs back. Sure, there's a mile, so. And the place is got to verify. And iron is taken out the anticope, is smoke from the oil, and a man puts an into dark switch out to follow them with oil and gleaming deep glass. The even sharps his eye away from where anyone lives, and if he gone away for travel, is a hand away, and far away from mankind. And he went to him for as the ever comes with fire. Underneath there, and his tender as by fire. He stands on the places of sapphire, and his does God, the pop no bird, the prey knows the falcons, I have not seen it. And parapet is not shown over, the lion passed over, and he puts his hand to the frontier rock, and he overturns mountains by the roots. He cuts the channels of rocks, and his eyes sees every precious thing, and dams with the strings, and they not check and think there's him, and he rings out to life. Where shall we be found? And where's the place of honesty? And does not know his worth is not found in land living. And the deep says it is not in me, and the sea says it is not with me. And it can't be bought for God, and so it can't be weighed as price. It can be valued for, and the God of its precious onyx and sapphire. And gold and glass can equal it, nor can be exchanged for jewels of gold. Jewels of fine God, no image shall be made of coral or crystal. The price of wisdom is above pearls, and topaz of Ethiopia cannot equal it, nor can it be valued or impure gold. And where then does wisdom come? Where's the place of honesty? It is hidden from the eyes of all living, concealed from the bird's ear. Abandoned and desolate, we've heard a rumour, they've heard it without ears. God understands way to he owes his place, he looks to his death, sees everything under heaven. And he gave to the wind its weight, and he pushed the waters by measure. He made a decree for the rain, and a way for the lightning of the thunder. He saw and declared, and he established it in such time. He said to man, behold, the fear of the Lord is that is wisdom, turn away from evil is understanding. And Job began to go his discourse and said, O that I was in the months of hours, and the days when God watched over me. And his lamp shining upon my head by his light. I walked through darkness when I was in my prime. And the friendship of God was upon my tent. And the Almighty was yet with me. My trouble all around me. And my steps were washed with blood. And my rock poured out from me streams of oil. And I had to get a sea and prepared my seat in the square. Young men saw me with Judah. Each risen stood. And stood afraid from talking and laid their hand in their mouth. The voices of the nobles was harsh, and their tongues stuck to the roof of their mouth. And he had to call me bust, and I saw it approved. And he said, deliver the boy, cried for and the father sued none to help it. And I seeing him was about to perish came upon me. And of course, where his heart sitting for joy. And I put on righteousness and clothing. I just like a robe and take my eyes to the blind and flee till our father's in need, so shut the cause of him who I did and break the pangs of my and make him draw to his feet, ready from his teeth. And I shall die in madness, and I shall not tomorrow this to say. I reached out till it was with a jewel now in my practice, and I got very fresh with me, my brave and in my hand. And listened to me and waited and kept silence on the counsel. And spoke I not speaking. And my word dropped upon me, away from me, swore the way. I opened my masters for the spring rise, one of them in their confidence. And lie my face they not cast down. And I chased that way inside his chief, and lived like a king on the streets. Like one who comforts man, and now they offer me. And younger than I, his father, I went with disdain to say like a dog's my flock. What could I give for the strength they had? And his vigor is gone. Vigor is gone through one hard hunger. They ignore the dry ground by night and wishing the slashing. They exalt when the leaves of bushes and brew, and they rose to the brim chief of their fear. They drew now from him company to shut after the middle sleep. And the guys of the torrents they must do on the holes of the earth and the rocks. And among the bushes they bury, and then they huddled together, senseless and nameless brew. They have been whipped out of the land. And I become their song, I will by wood to them. They behold me, they keep away from me, they do not hesitate to spit beside me. His guards loosed, my corn humbly, the cuts are restrained in my presence. And their hand never right, they push away my feet, the constant against me the way of destruction. They break up my part to prevent my character when me. And he not tongue, as though a wide breeze they come in, they commence to crash their roller. Their eyes are right and turned upon me, and horrors were seized by the way. And prosperities pass away like a cloud. And I still pour out with them, and my affliction. And his affliction take hold of me, and I wrecks my bones, and the pain and nausea and takes no rest. Very forces my garment to speak, God see about like the colour of my cheek. God cast into my eye, I come like dust and ashes, I cry to you for hell, and you not answer me. I stand you and look at me, tongue cruel. Like a mighty hand, you persecute me. And left me up on the wind, you make me run me. You ask me about the world store, and then you bring me to death, and the house of point for living. Yet does not want me in the heap of the stretch out his hand. His thus cry for help, do not wait for him, his dear time. I don't my soul grief for me. And I hope for the evil pain when I wear for my dark skin. And I once passed in town when there was dead days of flesh and come to me. We are about dark and not by the sun, so only something cry for help. Our brothers, jackals, and companion ostriches are singing tents like holes in me. My bones below my teeth, my lies tend to me, and I've had to those who voices those who weak. They may come with my eyes, how then could I gaze at fetch? What will be my portion from God from above? And as a heritage from their mother and her, do not call me for that merchants, thus for the workers of iniquity. Does he not see my ways, and does not he see my ways, number my steps? I have walked fast, and my foot hastened to see. Your step has turned aside from the way, my heart's gone after my eyes. If any spot stuck to my hands, let me say another you. Never grows of me, be rude now. If our husband ties to well, and I live in ways my master. Neighbor stood in my wife going for another man, others bowed down upon her. There will be hanged as crime, for there will be iniquity, and to be punished by the judge. There will be a fire, because his father burn. You will burn this sin to the root of my increase. We rejected the cause of my man, so I made so when they brought complaint against me. What then shall I do? What then shall I do when God rose up, when he makes inquiry? What shall I answer? Do not he make me in the wind make me? And do not one fashion me in a fashionless in the wind. Wherever thou art anything with the poor desire, how cause eyes of the widow to fail. Give my morsel over, for others are not eaten of it. And if I have seen anyone perish like a cloud of need without covering, if his body is not blessed, if he is not warmed with the fleece of my sheep. If I raise my hand against fathers, because I saw his help him again, and let my shoulder blade fall from its socket, and let my arm be broken from its socket. If I was in terror climbing from God, I could not have faced it eventually. If I made God my trust, I could find God my comfort, because I rejoice because my wealth is abundant, but because my hands found much. If I looked at someone and shone on the moon, moving one, now I have been secretly enticed in my mouth against my hand. It's just really iniquity to be punished by the judge. I have been false to God alone. If I rejoiced, the brother him hated me, I exalted when evil I took her. And if the man of my tent not sail, whose dead has not been filled with me, and if I can conceal my transgressions, may hang my iniquity in my heart, because I stay for great and great fear the multitude. And the content families terrify me, and that I kept silence, do not go out of doors. Then I want to hear me. And I had the indictment written by my face, to show I cried my shoulder up by not amazing cry, the given account of all my sins, like a prince out of pressure from the land. I cried against me, and fires of wept together. He and his zeal without payment. He made sounds breathe at last, the thorns ground so we and found ways to step by the words of Job end. And these three men ceased to answer Job. And he his righteousness and eyes, and Elias and a parashah. The Bezai family ran bow with anger, Job, because just by itself rather than God. And they bow with anger, Job's three friends, because they found theirs, although they declared Job to be in the wrong. Now they who I had weird speech to Joe because they're odd and he. When he saw that they were no answer, at least they both thing. They stood about the boots and said, I'm young and new age, therefore I was too much afraid to declare my opinion to you. I said, let days become a year's teacher was the spirit of me. But they wanted to make some understand, not the old who was. The age should understand what's right, therefore I said, listen to me. And let me actually declare my opinion, behold, I wait for your words away, listen for your things. Research I would say, give my attention, behold, there is none of your future. Oh, he answers words to me, let's say, let you found wisdom. God may think shame on me, he is not directed words against me. And you have not answered with your speech, you dare to speak the answer no more. If you have no words to say, shall wait, because they do not speak clearly, they stand there and listen no more. It's the words with a shout, I still declare my opinion, I am full of words. The spirit within me constrains me, hold my bed is like wine, there's no vent, and I can read once again ready to rest. I must speak on my favorite relief, I must open my lips and answer. I'm not sure partiality to any man. It will use fire toward any person. I do not know how to fight it. Answer maybe would soon take me away. Proverbs 18. No vice and saucy inside. He breaks against all centuries. When foot takes no pleasure in saying, only his presence screening. Wickedness comes contempt context. With the sun comes disgrace. Words of men's worth of deep words. Penalty with no above the roof. Not good to be partial to wicked. To proud the righteous. Just force the world to invite mouth and by speed. They fools mental burn and lips are sent to soul. Words will listen to the small. They good and impossible. No seconds work of God's him destroys. Name for a strong tower. The wretched man runs into it. Say, when trying for strength, the like how was imagination. Words recommends heart is haughty. Humility can fall. If one gets in his fleet, it's his flinching. And spirit. Man's are enjoy sickness for Christ be but the entire child cries knowledge, otherwise seeks knowledge, and a man's gift makes strength and brings forth the great. When this case first seems right. Until the other comes in the sound, Loppets and intercourse and decides me how content, furthermore, finds more new and instructs and calls like the bars of castle, and the first man starting society. His society is a death life about the top. His love is which he finds one finds good and takes share from all. Always entreated to rich and welfare. Many companions we don't do it. There's friends to close than a brother. Psalm 26. They became me a lot of waterman terrier. War trust in the Lord, outweigh me. Prove more and driving to my heart and my mind. And his death is slow before my eyes and walking in faithfulness. There are so with men false in order to consult with hypocrites. Hate this somebody who does no self to wicked. I wash my hands in innocence. Go around your altar. In thanksgiving, I tell the Lord you want to seduce the Lord. I love the foundation he has. I say, glory to God, just sweep my soul away with sins. And there's no man of bloodthirst to me, and the hands of evil devices. And his right hands are full of bribes. And as for me, I shall walk in the interior. Redeem me and be rich to me. And my first stands low, and my greatest somebody I'll bless the Lord. And as I should not do those fire, please bear his father and highway name, and can become done at those in him. Instead, I forgive his days, forget that, least not to station of the lost and evil one. And this again, find the growth of our partner. See you tomorrow. Bye.